Hi, this is Vic. In this tutorial, we'll look at inheritance in Java. Inheritance is a fundamental object-oriented concept, and to understand the concept behind inheritance, let's see a class. This is the class diagram of person class, in which we have two instance variables. One is name, which is of string type, and other is age of int type, and a method called person details. So this is a normal class that we have created in the previous tutorials. And let's have another class which is a more specialized class of a person class, that is an employee class. So this employee class is having social security number, that is SSN of type string, and another instance variable called salary, which is of type int, and a method which will give the employee details. So if an employee class needs to access the name and age, because an employee obviously needs a name and age, so what can it do? So one option is to copy the code and paste it in the employee, but that will make the code redundant and it is against the object-oriented concepts. And the other thing what we can do is inherit the person class into the employee class. So what I mean by that, if employee class inherits the person class, that is, if we get person class inherited by employee class, the associated functionality, the behavior of person class is automatically inherited by the employee class. So the instance variables and the method are inherited directly into employee class. So now let's see how inheritance really works, what really happens. So when an object is created by the Java allocates some memory for the instance variables associated with the object. Now the instance variables associated with employee class after inheriting the person class are not only the SSN and salary, but also the name and age. So if we instantiate the employee class, it will be needing to allocate memory for SSN, salary, name, and age, also the methods associated with both of the classes. So now let's see the class hierarchy, inheritance hierarchy in Java. So inheritance creates a class hierarchy, and the classes that are higher in the hierarchy are the more general classes, and the classes lower in the hierarchy are more specific classes. Here you can see we have the object class as the parent of all the classes. In Java, object class is the parent of all the classes that are created. As you have seen in the earlier tutorial, we have made many different classes, but even though we haven't extended any class, the object class is implicitly extended in Java, and there is no limit to the number of subclasses a class can have. And a class can inherit only a single class. That is, if employee has inherited the person class, it cannot inherit some other class. Here you can see the class A is inherited by two different classes. This is possible, but if we say that B is inheriting A and person, this is not true because Java doesn't provide the facility of inheriting more than one class. And here you can see the person class is a general class, that is, anybody can be a person, but an employee is a specialized class because for a particular organization only some persons can be employed. So with this, let's go back to the coding part and let's see how inheritance is implemented. So this is a person class, the structure of which we have seen in the PPT. So here are the name and age, and I have assigned the value of Harry in the name and 45 as the age, and the person details is a method that is providing us the output of name and age. And here you can see we have an employee class, but it is empty. So let's create objects of person class in the app class where we are having the main method. So person, and let's name the object as person also, equal to new person. So now this person object can reference to the age, name, and person details which are inside of this class, and the other methods here equals get class, hash code, notify, notify all, and the other method, these four methods are of the class object, The object class is the parent class of all the classes that we create in Java, and Java implicitly inherits object class for every class and it becomes the parent. So in the class hierarchy, object class is always at the top. So let's have person details here, and now if we make a employee object emp equals new employee. So emp can refer to only the object classes method that are available, and because it is an empty class we have nobody in it, so this cannot reference to anything else. But if the employee class is extending, that is extends person, so what this statement did, this statement inherited the functionality of person class in the employee class. So there are many terminologies that we can use to tell that employee class is a person, or we can say employee is a kind of person, and we can also say employee is a subclass and person is a superclass, or person is a parent and employee is a child. It depends on you what kind of terminology you want. So now if we reference to the emp, so here you can see we are getting age, name and person details in addition to the object class method, which we were not getting when we haven't extended the class. So we can use it. Let's use the person details and remove the first one. So shift F6 and we'll get the right result for the person details. And here you can see Harry and age is 45 and Harry and age is 45. So this is the right result. And if we create some variables and methods for this class, I have already created them, so copy paste it, and here I have the code for the employee class, the SSN and the SAL. SSN is the social security number for an employee. So the person class here is a general class and the employee class is a more specialized class for a person, and the employee details here is accessing the name and age variables that are present in the person and also its own variables, that is SSN and SAL. So let me do this so that it can be seen by you. Here the name, age, SSN and SAL. Now let's create another reference by the emp object. So here you can see now we have 4 variables that we can use and 2 methods, employee, person details and the object methods of course. So employee details, so shift F6 and here you can see we are getting the right result. And one more thing what I want to tell here, if we create a person object, person p1 equals, let's give this reference, the person reference, object of employee class. So this is valid in Java because an employee is a person, or we can say an employee is a more specialized person. So now let's see what p1 can refer to, and here you can see p1 can refer to only the variables and method that are present in the person class, because a person reference can only refer to the methods and variables present in the person class, because a person reference doesn't know what employee class contains. But if we have an employee, that is here we have an employee object and we are using the person details which is present in the employee, the employee object or reference is always knowing about its superclass because it is inheriting everything that is present in it. And if we do like employee e1 equals new person, so this will give an error because these are incompatible types. As I have told you, an employee is a kind of person, but the vice versa is not true. A person is not an employee. This can't always be true, so this is incompatible. So remove this. So always keep in mind that a superclass reference can refer to a subclass object, but a subclass reference cannot refer to a superclass object. And one more thing, let's see, there is an instance of operator that is used to check if the particular object is an instance of a particular class. So I have the code here, and let's copy and paste this code. Copy, and let's paste it over here. Here, let's remove this one, this. So we are having two objects, the person and emp. And here we are checking if person is instance of person class, person is instance of employee class, emp is instance of person, emp is instance of employee, and the last one is emp is instance of object. Shift F6, and here you can see that person is instance of person, this is true. Person is instance of employee, this is false, because employee is a subclass of person and person cannot be an instance of employee. But emp is an instance of person, this is true, because every object of subclass is an instance of its superclass, and emp is an instance of employee, this is also true. Emp is instance of object, this is also true. And if I create one more class, let's create new Java class and name it demo and finish. And what I want to tell you here, this demo is extending employee, and employee is extending person. So this becomes a hierarchy. And now if we make an object of this here, of demo d equals to new demo. So if we do an instance of for this d, let's copy this and paste it over here, and we say d is instance of person. What this will print, let's check, of person. Shift F6, and here you can see d instance of person, and it is returning true. And indeed this is true because demo is extending employee, and here employee is extending person. So demo becomes a kind of person, a more specialized kind of person. So this is all for the tutorial, and we'll be seeing more on inheritance in the overriding tutorial, and also the use of super will be taught in the series after the overriding. So catch you in the next tutorial. So till then, goodbye.